Yeah, I think it's always a special day for the Pink Out, and we lean into not just breast cancer, but all cancer. And, we had maybe the biggest crowd of the season today. And, we did some new things this year of auctioning the jerseys, but people, playing for somebody. And I thought that was really cool. The players had someone specific that someone had known that was affected by cancer. So I think it made it a little bit more real for our players. So as we talked about that a lot in the locker room prior of, the importance of remembering, there are a lot bigger things than volleyball and to play with joy. And so I thought that was great. I thought we really dominated the first contacts today, and that was the difference in the match against DePaul, against a very good DePaul team that was coming off, a 5-set thriller at Marquette.
Questions? I felt like both teams were pretty comfortable first contact-wise in set one. How did you take that phase of the game over as the match wore on?
Yeah, I think that we pride ourselves on serving aggressively, and sometimes you can wear people out a little bit. But yeah, I thought all 3 sets, they struggled some passing, and they hang their hat on needing to be in system. Well, unless Presley gets going, and fortunately we were able to contain her. But getting them out of system, neutralize their middles who are really good, and I thought that was key.
When you were starting to set the tone into, Nora had those back-to-back aces. They called a timeout, and then she came out with another ace. And I think you guys had some blocks going after that to kind of extend the run. How big in your mind, match-wise, but also set-wise, was that sequence of events?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get a run like that, it opens things up. So, that was. I mean, I thought they just really looked depleted at that point, that run. And we talked about that in the locker room, that run put them in a not great mental state, but, that they're a pretty resilient team, and they'll regroup, and we need to be ready to go in set 3.
What allowed DePaul to kind of hang around through the first set? Was it the first contact, and what allowed you guys to pull away after they went up early in the second?
Well, we got that early run, or early lead in the first set. Not huge, but I think it was maybe like 6-1 or something. And then it was just side out, side out, side out, side out, side out. And, I mean, that's what DePaul can do. I mean, this is a very good team that really looked to struggle against us in 2 and 3. But we've watched enough film to know what they looked like in game 1, especially when their system is, and again, 2 nights ago, that's what they looked like. They were dominating things offensively.
Ndam-Simpson got the nod today for Elise. Really efficient match from her. I don't think she had no errors at all. What you see in terms of just her stepping up, and not only that, being solid, but being pretty spectacular.
Yeah, she was outstanding, and I thought Kendra really put her in great situations. But yeah, and I liked that her attacks were all over the court. She hit some Langle, hit some deep corner, hit some 2-2. She just really did a nice job of mixing things up. And I also thought she did a good job blocking. They flipped on us, and so she had Presley for the last 2 games. And she got burned once on a block, and then I thought she really made some adjustments and did a great job.
This was your guys' second best hitting total of the season. What allowed you to click in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, we just passed really well. Our numbers were really high, and we know when we pass well, we're pretty good in system. So I think that was the catalyst to that.
Presley's been in this league a long time, and she's terrorized teams all throughout these.
Terrorized us at times.
Yeah, these fall and winter months, if you will. How were you able to hold her to 037? What were the keys to just stifling that how potent that attack can be?
Well, we said she's going to get kills. We just can't let her take over. Again, I think Presley can really do good things with 4 hands in front of her, but if you can create holes, she's going to terminate at a really high rate. And, our serving disrupted us. I mean, I don't know how many in-system swings she had all night. Very few. So everything that all of them were, for the most part, working with on the pins were out-of-system balls, so we had 4 hands in front of them. We've played her enough that we have a general idea of what she likes to do. And our scouting report on her is she has every shot in the shot book. So these are things that might be a little different that she does, but keep in mind, she might like this shot, but she has this shot. So everyone's got to be on high alert. We have great respect for her, and it's key to our success tonight.
I don't think they had any scoring runs until the third set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How good was your side-out game? How good was your serve game? How disruptive were you to any kind of steam that they maybe tried to pick up along the way?
Yeah, we talked about that between 2 and 3 too. We didn't think they scored more than 2 points the entire first and second set. So that obviously is critical when you don't allow a team to get into a rhythm. But again, I go back to first contact. I know we're good if we can pass, so, I think we saw that on display tonight.
All things considered, sweep, pink cow, third largest crowd in Sokol Arena, history. How special was today?
It was a great day. I've had some stuff in my personal life that has put some life perspective, and so, to just go and have fun and play well and play with joy. It's a good reminder of how fortunate we are.
I know it's fresh in your mind, so you probably don't have a lot of clear thought on it, but the NCAA Selection Committee released their top 16 just before this press conference started. I'm curious about your thoughts about that, or where you sat and how things shook out in totality.
Yeah, we were a little disappointed. We think that I think there was a strong argument we could have landed at 4. So, we hope that the committee continues to watch us play, and we'll make some judgments based on our resume a little differently in a month.
Is it a harder argument, I guess, because the teams around you are in quote unquote power conferences, and you have such an expectation level of, well, Creighton should be winning the Big East games. Is that a tough hurdle to clear, especially at this point in the season?
I think now it is. I mean, if they'd had us at 4, no. But I think we did everything that we could, other than, obviously we needed to win one of those 5 setters is what they were telling us. But, Louisville, landed at 4, Nebraska at 1. And, we lost to both of them in 5. We played the toughest non-conference schedule in the country. So I feel like, we have made a strong argument to the committee that we think we deserve that opportunity. We got a lot of season in front of us, a lot of good teams. We're going to play some good teams on their home court. So we'll have some challenges, and we just hope the committee watches.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, Des and Elise was out again today. Good call. Really efficient, really terminal. How did you feel? What got you going today?
I felt really good. I think last time that I was in here, I kind of talked about some of the stuff that I've just been working on and continuing to grind to get better, and that doesn't always mean on the court, but it means in practice every day. So I was happy to get out on the court and just show off some of the stuff that I've been working on.
What has that entailed in practice? And what type of technical stuff have you been experimenting with that you feel like you were able to showcase?
I think just a lot of managing. I think that I hit pretty well, but I think me a year ago today would have been blowing some of those balls wide, long, blocking. Blocking is one of my strong suits, but just making sure that I'm in good spots every time. So just bringing the same thing every day.
What allowed you guys to be so dominant after the first set? They kind of hung around there, and then they jumped up 2-0, I think, to start the second, and then you guys outscored them 48-23 the rest of the way. What allowed you guys to do that?
I think that it's just the fact that they did hang with us a little bit in the first set, and that's not something that we ever want to tolerate as a team. We are a team that wants to get things done how we know we can. We want to play clean, we want to play good, and so I think that drives us to do better every single set, and I think that's probably why we did that.
Yeah, and we have a really great coaching staff that holds us to a high standard, that knows that we can play better volleyball than this. So.
Not only they went on any scoring runs the first 2 sets, were you cognizant of the times where they did score and it was time to side out, or when they did rattle off 2 in a row? Because it seemed like it was just really hard for them to get any kind of run rhythm going.
I think that more so than focusing on them, we were focusing on how can we create runs, because I feel like when we're creating runs, obviously the other team is not, and they're having a hard time stopping us. So that's just all of our first contacts. Can we stop them? But then also when we're behind the line, how can we extend our runs?
Yeah, and in our gym too, we've since we've both been here, it's always been no more than 2. When we're siding out, no more than 2. And I think that's just something that's engraved in our minds. It's almost something we don't say anymore. But we still do, obviously, but it's just something that's there. It's implemented.
Did anything change defensively guys throughout the final two? They hit 407 in the first, and then they hit negative in the second, 0-3-4 in the third. Did anything change, or was it just like you kind of talked about, Jay, the first set kind of, I don't know, ticked you off a little bit, and then you just kind of cleaned it up from there? What was it throughout the final two sets?
Well, I think coming in, like, Jill Presley's an amazing player, and we're coming in knowing that, like, it's our job to contain her as best we can. But they also, I think we underestimated some of the other pieces that they had. So adjustments came, like, against their right sides where we were getting eaten up a little bit, where I think they had that success in the first set. And then just also kind of like what I talked about, the first contacts, is like their middles were really successful when they were involved. So how can we keep them out of the game? But I think it was just set 2 and 3 higher level of execution than set 1.
Yeah, I would say like just simply getting in the groove of things. Like, I mean, like I know for me personally, like this isn't a position I've played in a little bit. So like getting to like know like their like middle hitters and like, cause I know I was struggling with that in the first set and even a little bit later on, but like it's like just getting in the groove, like realizing, oh, okay, I need to go here. Like I know this, I can do this. Like, you know what I mean? So just like getting in a groove of things, I think probably helped us too.
Block touches really started piling up late in set 1, and it kind of just continued from there. It seemed like the shots you were trying to take away was pretty consistent. What changed in terms of the ability to read DePaul's offense as the match wore on that allowed you guys to be in good spots with the setup?
I think that like it's all due to my pins on like where like I were to go, because my job is to close to the pins, right? So I think wherever they set up that's all due to them. Like wherever I go is because of them. But I think like just like me like getting like work on the right side recently, like I feel like that's been able to like, or that's given me like insight on things too, because like I can see like when I'm blocking middle, I can see like the outside hitter. I'm like, oh, I know she's gonna go across here, because like I can see it differently as a right side, so I'm starting to recognize it in both. And so that's when like I can be like, oh, okay, I need to go this way and like jump that way, even though like I close, but like I know she's gonna hit that way, so like I can go there. So like I think that it's just been like, again, like the coaching staff like making me see things one way, and then like I can see it from a whole different perspective, and that's like insane. And so I think
Yeah,
that's what.
What's that revelation like in your mind when you realize that your point of view at a different position is helping you now?
It's all just like full circle moment. I feel like it's like, wow, like to think like I didn't know any of that before, and like now I'm just like full of it. Like it's just crazy, honestly. But it feels good, you know. I mean, like you just like your IQ is higher. It raises confidence because you're like, oh, I know like how to do like a lot of things now. Like I know what to look for. Like it's like experience that like you need to like grow as a player. So I think it's like just really great.
Yeah, it seems like you feel pretty good about it.
This is your second highest hitting percentage of this season. What does it feel like on the floor when you guys are rolling like that, when your attack is rolling like that?
I think that obviously we kind of preach it. I don't know if you guys can tell, but our first contacts like enable us to that. And like obviously you have Kendra dishing the rock. So we have amazing, not only do we all hit very well, I mean, we're all great attackers, but the distribution that Kendra provides us with creates so many seams that I don't think a lot of people can see how much easier life is as a hitter when you have a setter who's putting up a perfect ball for you nearly every time for a wide open net almost. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I think also it's when we're on fire as a team, like it's not like necessarily always just one person. Like tonight it was like I feel like all of us were just on fire. And like if like we're calling for like a hit, like if I'm like, oh, red, then I could like pull the middle, and then that leaves Ava like wide open. So I think like all of us like work to like give it to the other person that is swinging, like with pulling the block and like telling them where to hit. It's not, I mean, just like one person. Yeah.
I don't know how much you guys pay attention to this. I'm sure your coaches are more locked into it than players, but the committee released the top 16 today. I imagine you guys know that your top 40 hosts 2 weekends, top 16 was 1, yada yada, like, but Creighton was 6th in that. Do you guys have any reaction to that at all?
I mean, I think it's very obvious that we're gunning to host 2 rounds. Like, we've hosted 1 round multiple times, and I think that hosting 2 rounds is what can be a game changer for us. Not saying that we can't get things done hosting 1 round. That being said, the Big East is not gonna, like, we have to be clean in the Big East. So there's not a lot of opportunities for us to jump to number one, top four. So that just means us doing our job and maybe hoping that some people don't do their job. That's kind of what it falls down to. But it's not, it's kind of out of our control.
Yeah, just staying clean.
How special was it playing in front of this crowd, a sold out crowd, especially for your destiny being an Omaha kid, like to have so much support for you guys, and especially for a game as special as this?
I think that, like, for me, I feel the energy every time I step on the court. Like today, the first time that I've gotten to start this year, like I can just feel the energy of the people supporting me, and I know that that goes across the board. Like everyone loves to support everyone here, which is why this is an amazing place. But you can just feel a certain energy inside of our arena, especially when it's about something that's way bigger than us. So it's really special to me.
Yeah, it's just so awesome. Like it's sold out almost all the time, and like tonight, especially like just playing for something bigger than ourselves, like it just feels so good to like know that like we have so much support in supporting something else, and like it's just awesome. Like we have such a great fan base, and it just feels like home.
Anything else? Thanks, guys.